students who just arrived in Morocco, and today we had our orientation with them here at the Embassy of Malawi in Morocco. So without taking much of the time, we have got some few questions that we are going to ask them. But before they proceed to introduce themselves, I would like to introduce myself too. So my name is Josh Teddy, as I said. I'm one of the board members, and I'm the engineering director, and I'm also a student here, and I'm studying architecture, civil engineering, and urbanism in Mignis. So, my sister, you can introduce yourself too.
Angelina.
What are you studying? What course were you given?
Medicine.
Medicine. Which city?
Casablanca.
Where do you come from exactly in Malawi?
Liverpool.
Thank you. My brother, introduce yourself too.
My name is Stephen King, and I'm from Malawi. Now, here I was selected to do science and mathematics, application information, or computer science.
Wow, that's very nice. Over to you, my sister over there.
Brigitte Mary. I come from Lilongwe. I'll be pursuing studies in religion.
Right, so my brother there, you also introduce yourself.
My name is Taibu Jatula. I live in, when I was in Malawi, I was in the capital city. Now I'm here in Morocco, and I will be studying management techniques in the city of Wichita.
And my name is Jumama from Molobinanzi. In Malawi, I was living in Blantyre. And here in Morocco, I was selected to study theatre nursing and physiology in phase.
Thank you very much. So, ndiyapa ndi ophunzira nzanga omwe akufika kumene chaka chino ndi atiuza mayina awo komanso maphunziro omwe azikhala kupanga kuchoko mapakadali pano kupanga friend ndiye tikhala tikucheza nawo ndi mukhale nafe khala nomasuka. So my sister Angelina, maybe I would like to ask you, like, will you please tell us what more you have learned today? You said you had the orientation, right? With the MSU and also with the officials from the embassy. Will you tell us a little bit of what you have learned or something that you would like to share that like the others can also know?
Okay. Apparently, what I've learned here is that the culture in Morocco is a little bit tough. Like the dressing you have to be dressing well. You are activities have to be the one that I don't have over there, I believe.
All right. Thank you very much. So that is what she has learned, and we appreciate for that. Thank you very much. And I would also like to know more about from you, my brother there. What is it that you have learned that you'd like to share? Anything, the experience, anything you have learned from the officials, from the seniors, from the board members. I hope they shared something that you have learned, because it can't just be that you came here and then you learned something. I'm sure you've learned something, so please tell us more what you have learned.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. And as you know that this is a new country, but our father told us that we have to behave as if we are in a new country, not as if we are used to doing Malawi.
Yeah,
so they have told us how we can spend our money as if we should be taken care of it, because in somehow it may be taken away in a way that we cannot think of. And also how we can learn French, because this is a new country where they do speak French.
So you're telling me that here in Morocco they speak French?
Yeah, they speak French.
So how far are you with French? Do you already speak French, or how does it go? Like, because now you're Malawians, what learning from it, like back home as Malawians we speak Chichewa, that's our mother language, right?
Yeah.
And we also speak English.
Yeah.
So how does it go like here in Morocco when you come here, when you are selected for the scholarship? How does it go like when you're here now in Morocco?
For now, I'm still catching up to know some things, but of course I have some little knowledge about it, but I'm not the pretty far the way I can know. But just to know some few things, but not really. Yeah.
That's very nice. Would you like to share us like a little bit of the French that you have played? Maybe just tell us how do you express yourself, like, my name is so and so, maybe I live somewhere, some party in Morocco. Would you manage to share like some of that information in French?
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah, share so we can also learn about it.
Donc, je m'appelle Stephen King et je viens au Malawi. Oui. Notre perk, da cette rencontre, a dit nous pouvons faire bonne
But that was really nice. I hope you're trying to say where you're coming from, your name, and what your father's in Morocco, they're trying to do. That's very nice. I wish you all the best for your partner and catching up in French.
Et il a enseigné comment nous pouvons utiliser notre argent.
That's very nice. I can't understand, but at least that's very nice. Thank you very much, my brother. My sister, Ray, there's also something that you have learned. Share with us.
Yes, I've learned that as Malawians here in Morocco, we're not really alone. We don't have to burden ourselves with everything. The government's got our backs. And if we need anything, the government's done.
That's very nice. So, since you arrived in Morocco, how long has it been?
It's been a month and some days.
What would you tell about Morocco? As a student who just arrived and studying also French as well, right? What would you say about Morocco?
Morocco is a really good place to be at for studies. The people are really friendly and their culture is really interesting. You know, we have a language barriers and they speak French too. We come from an English speaking country.
Yeah, that's very true.
They don't laugh if you're making mistakes and stuff, but they try their best to try whatever you're gonna say to they understand.
That's very nice. That's very nice. All right, thank you very much. And I have my brother there too. I'd also like to share what he has learned and let us hear from him.
Yeah, as earlier mentioned, we had a meeting today at the embassy of Malawi here in Morocco. And I think a major point I can say I've learned is about how to manage your money. Because coming from a country like Malawi to a new country which is more developed like Morocco, the currency is different. You may think things here are cheaper, but in sense, you always be wondering, where's my money gone? My money is legal, where is it gone? So I think every day you can wonder, financial literacy is very much something to take in consideration, and that is something I've learned a lot, especially in a country whereby it's a new country and they don't speak English, they speak French. So you can't go to the banks, or you can go to the banks, but it's very hard to communicate. There's a communication barrier. So if any mishap can happen with your money, it's very hard to deal with it.
All right, thank you very much. But I would also like to know, I've just recently learned that Morocco is also hosting the CAF. So as also a student and as also as a boy here who is still studying here in Morocco, are you a fan of sports?
Yeah, I am a very big fan of sports.
Are you trying to also benefit from you being here in Morocco? Because I know there's a difference between playing soccer back home in Malawi and being here in Morocco, and also having the privilege that this year Morocco is hosting CAF. What more would you say about it?
Yes, that is true. Morocco is hosting the 2025 AFCON competition, and there are so many games that are being played, and one of the groups will be playing here in Rabat, and Morocco will also be playing here in Rabat. The country is very cultured when it comes to football. Everyone, you on the streets, everyone, they are passionate about their country and their football. The streets will be crowded, and it's a very good atmosphere, especially in the sense of someone that is coming from Malawi to a country like Morocco. They also developed in football, so it would be very nice to exploit and see the opportunities and chances you get here in Morocco.
All right, thank you very much. So I've also have my sister here. She would also like to share some of the experience of what she has learned with the MSU and also with the Malawi embassy officials, what they have shared with them. So over to you, my sister.
It was an honor being hosted here. One of the things I've learned after coming to the embassy, I've realized that it is really wonderful to have a home away from home.
Yeah.
And taking this place as our home is one of the greatest privileges I've so far encountered here in Morocco. One thing that I've always valued, and I'm glad has been spoken here is that when you're at a place, the way you address yourself or the way you carry yourself affects on how people are going to address you and on how people are going to see you. And it is really important that everywhere we go, as we live, the way we behave in our classes or in the streets or in any other kind of functions, let us all address ourselves and carry ourselves in a way that would like people to see us. If we respect ourselves, people will also respect ourselves. And also, it is really important that when you're at a place, there's an old saying that says when you're in Rome, do what Romans do. Right?
Yeah, that's very true.
So once we are here, if their culture doesn't allow some other things that back home are allowed, it is a very good thing that we adjust to their culture so that we do not struggle to live in a new country just because we want to do what we do back home while we are here. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. It was a very great time. My fellow students here sharing their experience and what they have learned with the Malawi Embassy and the MSU board here in Morocco. But before we let them go, I would also like to ask them to have a little word, because this will be shared, will be sent to, will be posted on the online. So what do you have that you can tell others who are back home? Something that you can tell them who are back home, help spread the news about the scholarship or what life is like in Morocco, because maybe others, they don't know what it's like. Ina mankani mata mangopi ya batali choma mate kwa uza jwani mbigisa njani kuti na also akali kwa at least kuti neso ndibile ku Morocco.
In my opinion, it is really wonderful to have this opportunity. Yes, we understand that there is a very big language barrier, as my friends have already elaborated. But the wonderful thing about this place is when we get here, the very first thing that we have to go through is being nurtured to their language. So once you arrive in Morocco, once you've been given the opportunity to study in Morocco, you are given the opportunity to learn French. So we arrive at a language learning center in Rabat, where we actually taught French. And they know that we are people who are coming from English-speaking countries and maybe we don't even have an idea in French. So we are nurtured gently until we adjust. And we are given opportunities to learn more and to participate in a lot of things. That is the very first thing. The other thing, because this is a fully funded scholarship, and it's not something you should be scared to apply for. If you're scared that you'll be lonely in here, when you come to Morocco from Malawi, don't worry about that. We are home. It's a very big family here, and it's okay. You do not feel lonely or you feel sidelined just because you just came from home alone and you don't know anybody here. Once you get here, it's like you're still having your culture or your people here in a different country.
All right, that was very nice. I hope they will get the information and they will try next time for them also to apply and get to know more about Morocco. So thank you very much, my sister, for the pasa kunanuso zoma punzira dibwali bigisai na kudi na osajile manta abande apply. Yeah, so finalement maybe you might get to know njodi kumwambili kamozi so like my new students nesu ngasinyo ano digo kuri bigisa ngamoso uri tajikulu tufunika njodi tilimbikile school because we are like ambassadors here, right? So let's all just remember what we came here for. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day. As you are going back home, I wish you a safe journey. Thank you.